LEGO's recent clone troopers have been received with mixed opinions as of recently. There exist a few elements that some people don't really connect with, to say the least. From print issues to lacking accessories, there are some genuinely fair critiques to levy against these minifigures. Enter the aftermarket, the purveyor of our dreams. In today's video, I have assembled fixes for all of the concerns, from small all the way up to the most talked about. And even beyond that, because why stop at just fixes? Today, we're upgrading my clone troopers. Starting with the most obvious, the lack of waist cape. This is something we did have until we didn't. Minifigures that should otherwise have a waist cape have a printed representation of one. This goes for the commanders/captains released recently, all the way down to the Battlefront inspired officers. This is an easy fix. Capes for minifigures on eBay will get you the hookup with some really nice quality cloth accessories, and bam, the officer restored to its former glory. But why stop there? The heavy clone is also seen sporting one of these. So there you have it. Moving back to the officer, why stop at just the waist cape? Some even have pauldrons. These combine to create a very nice look. This goes for any clone that needs or honestly doesn't need cloth pieces, it just adds to the look regardless. Though the upgrades are only going to get better from here. Next up on the list is printing. All new Phase 2 clones lack printing either side of the helmet fin. In some cases, this can leave unsightly gaps in printing, leading to inaccurate or just ugly looking helmets. You can see it to a lesser extent on the officer here, though most notably and obviously you can see it here on the 332nd clone trooper. There's that gap. The print issues don't end there, the whole forehead just wasn't up to people's expectations. Enter GCC. The supplier of the best customs on the market, in my humble opinion. Though most applicably the supplier of this 332nd helmet. Just fantastic. This helmet looks the part and also maintains that LEGO look and feel. You just wouldn't think twice. Though I wish to push this helmet to its peak. So let's turn to Vaughn. This minifigure fell short of expectations in a number of areas. That helmet for one, and by extension the visor. The backpack is also merely a print. A quick shopping spree across Blue Harvest bricks and you can assemble all the pieces to upgrade your Vaughn. This helmet, plus a visor, plus a commander jetpack, and you have yourself a pretty fine looking Vaughn, using the official offering as a base. This is going above and beyond at points, but the options available produce excellent results. Before we move on to the crazier upgrades, it's worth mentioning that the 332nd helmet lacks the holes of the official ones. So for those anti-helmet hole, this takes care of two problems. Though me personally, I'm loving the customization opportunities. The specialist visor looks amazing on any clone. Also, we've had a decent mix of helmet accessory colours over the years, so just going absolutely wild with them is quite a fun time. But alright, moving on. We have reached crazy territory. Fixing clones is now behind us. Here we are upgrading, with the craziest coming just after we introduce our weapons of choice. The official LEGO Star Wars weapons do vary in quality, from F-tier dwelling stud shooters all the way to the S-tier blasters. But here we're upgrading, so what's a step above? These are custom printed DC-15LEs from somewhere. Honestly, I don't know, I just had them. They are quite nice and accurate looking. They are slightly shorter proportionally, but because of that they fit way better on LEGO minifigures. Though some might say they look too detailed for LEGO, and I would be inclined to agree in this instance. The official offerings are fantastic, but we are talking the ultimate versions of the way to outfit your clones here. Finally, it's time to go wild with all of the previous pieces I've laid out. What's stopping you from taking this already amazing shock trooper, adding a waist cape and a pauldron, a backpack, and finally the crowning piece, this custom molded heavy helmet. The Battlefront fan inside of me is screaming right now. This looks fantastic. Courtesy of Clone Army Customs, we have a Battlefront accurate helmet ripped straight out of the early 2000s, and also just an amazing looking helmet. The underlying clone helmet is much more reminiscent of the movie Phase 2 helmet, which I feel works in its favour. The rest of the clone helmet looks pretty incredible. I'm really liking the shape and look of this thing. And hey look. I understand how extra this whole situation is, but it does have the official LEGO at its core, and the rest is merely standing on its shoulders. So we're not quite in custom territory, though maybe it's an avenue to explore in the future. There exists some pretty amazing options for outfitting your clones in the aftermarket. The supply is there. The cloth pieces do add a certain look to your clone troopers. Adding cloth pieces to any clone, regardless of whether they otherwise should have a cloth piece, is fun and looks unique. Custom printed helmets to subtly improve your clone troopers is also a great option. and for those who may desire the removal of those holes, that option is also available. Lastly, there's going insane with custom molded pieces and a Frankenstein of the customs aftermarket. And with all that being said, thank you for watching.